Hey everyone, it's Representative Jason Probst here. And when these mail pieces come out attacking me, I don't get too worked up about it and I don't get too worried about it. But when a mail piece comes out and it's attacking people in the community and it's attacking the district and it's attacking people in various situations that I've known throughout my life, I'm going to stand up and say something about it. So yesterday there was a mail piece that has a picture of a leech on it, and it says that I voted to allow leeches to take your money. And what they're referring to is a bill that put in another layer of bureaucracy and red tape to access food assistance. Food assistance is a federal program that's funded. It's our tax money coming back to us to help people in need. And we have the money. All we have to do is give it back to people who need it. Instead, what we did with this piece of legislation was create this expensive and costly bureaucracy, this another layer of bureaucracy that makes it harder for people who need help to get the help they need. That's what that does. And that's going to cost the state $3 million a year, and we're going to have to hire 30 people to administer this mandatory program just to be mean to poor people. That's the bottom line on this legislation. So aside from that, one of the things that makes me really mad about this is it's just so disparaging of people that I know in our community. And, if you've lived your whole life and you haven't ever had to have help, or you've never had to worry about where your next meal's coming from, or you've never had to do that thing where you purposely don't sign the check so that you get yourself a couple extra days to pay a bill, that good for you. Some of us get to go through life and things are pretty okay, but that doesn't happen for everyone. For a lot of people, they're born into poverty, or they're born into a bad situation, or maybe things are going along pretty well and they hit a situation that knocks them down, like an abusive spouse or a medical emergency that sends them, their finances into turmoil. There are a number of things that happen: disabilities, job changes, plant closures, any number of these things that can happen that knock people down, and for a while they need some help. And so what we have here in this mail piece is that this organization out of DC that's working for my opponent has decided that it's okay to come into this community and call our neighbors leeches and freeloaders. So aside from it being just completely wrong, aside from it not being accurate, it's also just disgusting in that it tries to dehumanize a group of people. I don't want people in our community to feel like they don't belong here. And I don't care whether they make a lot of money or not. And actually, if you live in my district, there's a pretty good chance that you don't make a lot of money. We are one of the poorest districts in the state of Kansas, and we're one of the highest for households that receive assistance, and we're definitely among the lowest on households with a six-figure income. We ain't rich here in Hutch, and we're not rich in the 102nd District. So for some out-of-state outfit to come in, work for my opponent, and try to make a deal about poor people really, really gets my blood pressure up. It's not our job to judge people. It's not our job to make decisions about how people could live their lives better. Our job is to try to be compassionate, to show love, and to try to help people so that they can live fulfilling, meaningful, and productive lives alongside us. But in the meantime, as we're helping people get to a better place in their life, it sure doesn't help them to kick them while they're down, call them names, and treat them like crap. I'm not going to put up with that, and I hope that you won't either, and I hope that you'll absolutely reject this sort of thinking and not allow this sort of nonsense into our community.